So the government has today suffered yet another blow after the High Court declined to lift the suspension of the Finance Act 2023. Justice Mugure Thande in her ruling said the petitioners had established an arguable case and that they will suffer prejudice should the act be allowed to take effect. The judge directed that the file be forwarded to Chief Justice Martha Koome to constitute a bench to hear the matter. Arguable has more.
10 days after she issued the first order suspending the implementation of the controversial Finance Act, Justice Mugure Thande was still unconvinced by the application by the state. Yet again, she declined to lift the conservatory orders against the Finance Act of 2023, issued on June 30, in a suit filed by Busia County Senator Okia Omtata and human rights groups. In declining to lift the suspension of the law, Justice Mugure Thande said the public risked being subjected to a law that has the possibility of being found to be unconstitutional.
Petition 181 of 2023, it is hereby certified to raise substantial questions of law, and it is pursuant to Article 165(4) of the Constitution transmitted to the Honourable Chief Justice to constitute a bench to hear the same. Justice Mugure Thande directed that the file be sent to the Chief Justice Martha Koome, who will set up a 3-judge bench to hear and determine the matter.
I am inclined to exercise my jurisdiction and allow the prayer for certification under Article 165(4) of the Constitution. So in the end, and in view of the foregoing, I find that it has not been demonstrated to my satisfaction grounds to warrant the setting aside of the orders of 30th of June 2023. I make the following orders. The applications dated 30th of June 2023 and 1st of July 2023 are hereby dismissed. The application dated 29th of June 2023 is hereby allowed.
Lawyers representing the state are expected to move to the Court of Appeal to challenge the High Court ruling. They told the court that the order had the potential of shutting down the government. The court, however, declined to give a stay on its order pending the appeal.
There are no fallback provisions on the act. As it relates to what our client is supposed to do because of the orders that has been made. And that is not helped. The orders in the petition as well as the law does not say what are the fallback provisions. Those are our brief submissions, Your Ladyship.
The suspension conservatory orders granted have one fundamental effect, which is to disturb the revenue collection, and most certainly will lead to inconsistency with the approved fiscal framework as contained in the Finance Act.
Consistent with or in contravention of the Constitution.
The petitioners have argued that the act is unconstitutional for reasons including the lack of concurrence between the speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate, despite having provisions that touch on the counties.
The point the court makes, which is legitimate, is if you allow the Finance Act 2023 to come into effect, if eventually either the entire act or parts of it are found to have been unconstitutional, there will be no way of undoing what will have happened.
The government has, however, argued that the impact of the provisions in the Finance Act will be mitigated by the resultant effects of stimulating economic growth and improvement in public services. The extension of the order by the court, which comes a week after the High Court ruled unconstitutional the positions of chief administrative secretaries, and the suspension of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Shakahola deaths will certainly test the government's limit and that of the president, who has over time maintained his appreciation for the robustness of the separation of powers. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV, Nairobi.